Good morning, students. So this is lecture 4 of chapter number 3, Water Resources, class 10, subject Geography. So in the previous lectures, we have talked about water, the basic facts and figures, then why there is a water scarcity in India and how you can manage and conserve it. Then we have talked about dams, the advantages, the disadvantages. Now in this particular lecture, we are going to cover rainwater harvesting. So the topics that we are going to cover today is, firstly, I am going to give you a quick introduction about rainwater harvesting. That is one of the main topics of this chapter and is quite important as well. Then about the uses, what are the methods, what are the types of rainwater harvesting, advantages also, and why these rainwater harvesting by making some tanks under your rooftop. So what is it all about? So we are going to discuss about that and the summary of this lecture with the homework. And today I am going to assign you a test also, which is from the previous chapter that we have covered, which is from the chapter number 2, economics, sectors of the Indian economy, chapter 2. That is, the test will be there on the website, so you can copy it from there, and please do it in front of your parents without cheating. And if you are not cheating, it is going to be beneficial for you only, because it's going to test your knowledge and it is again going to help you in your future exams only. So better you should do it very honestly, and please send that to me on my mail ID. Then, so we are starting with the lecture now. So first of all, what we are going to discuss, I am just going to give you what does rainwater harvesting means. So you have studied this in your previous classes as well. So it's just a basic knowledge that we are just going to recall back. So rainwater harvesting is a technology. So it's basically a technology from where we are collecting and storing the rainwater. So all the rainwater which is coming up, it is just not going into the rivers or anywhere else. We can store it as well and collect that rainwater from rooftops or the land surface area or rock catchments using these simple techniques from our day-to-day lives, or like we can use jars, we can use pots, or some complex techniques as well, such as groundwater check dams. So these are few of the techniques or things that we can do to save this rainwater, and saving and storing, collecting, storing, saving this rainwater is known as rainwater harvesting. So it's basically a technology that we are using to collect, store, or use it for our after life, basically to save the water for our own purposes and our own uses. And this we can save it from different techniques that we can use by rooftops, land surface, or rock catchments using simple techniques such as jars and pots, as well as more complex techniques such as underground check dams or any other technique if it is there. Then rainwater harvesting is the accumulation and deposition of rainwater for reuse on site rather than allowing it to run off. So basically it's a accumulation, means collecting all the rainwater and using it after some time, or when there is a shortage of water around us, so we can use it in our emergency time. So basically storing and collecting this rainwater is basically helping us on some time where there is drought or there is shortage of water, so that you can reuse it again also, that water, for like if you are using it in washing your vegetables, you can also give that water to your plants as well. So it is not a waste, you are reusing that water again and again, so you can do that. So this is all what is about rainwater harvesting. Now, what are the uses of this rainwater? So how can you use this rainwater, on what purposes you can use this rainwater? So you can recharge underground water. So basically all this rainwater, as you have all seen in your roads also, there are certain blocks that have been made, and there is underground dams that have been made for them to save all this rainwater which is coming. So basically it is a kind of a technique and technology that has been used to recharge underground water, and which we can use it again and again by some hydrological cycle methods. So we can clean it and we can use that water again and again. So it is quite useful for the recharge underground water. Then for gardening as well. So basically it can help in gardening also. Then livestock basically for cropping or for this animal things, all the animal livestock that are there, it could help them also to provide them water. So you can collect it in a pot and you can provide all that water to your animals as well. So it can help them to have water for their well-being. So, and then there is drinking purpose also. For human being also you can use it. You can clean it from your ROs, or there is hydrological cycle as well. So saving water is one of the things. Cleaning and all the thing, it is coming from many other parts as well. So आपके घर में भी there are many techniques that you can use to clean that particular water. Saving is a must because water is needed for our living. So basically for our use of this rainwater can help for human drinking purpose as well. Then for irrigation purpose, so mostly this rainwater harvesting is useful for irrigation purpose only. So for basically it is working majorly for the irrigation purpose because it has certain things within themselves that water contains a lot of power for irrigation purpose, and it helps in cropping the things, but it can damage also if it is coming under an off season. So if there is an off season and the rain comes, so it can spoil the irrigation thing also. But if it is using on the correct time, it is going to give them a good level of crops and good level of irrigation. So that is the uses of rainwater. Now what are the basic advantages of this rainwater harvesting around us? So there are major advantages also of this rainwater harvesting. Firstly, this rainwater harvesting technologies are very simple to install and operate. So it is not going to take a lot of investment. So you don't have to invest a lot of money to make this rainwater harvesting technologies around you. You can make it anyway with a little amount also, because you just have to make a rooftop in top of your home and it can collect the rainwater whenever the rain comes. So it is not going to take a lot of money to installing and to operate it. It just needs a little amount of cooperation with you, that you could just save that rainwater under your top roof so that it could collect the rainwater. Then there is local people who can be easily trained to implement such technologies, and construction materials are also readily available. So the local people around you, they can easily get trained and implement these technologies at their home, because it is not a difficult task to build such rainwater harvesting at your home places, because you just have to make a construction of your home such a way that you could make a rooftop at your home, so that in that particular rooftop it can collect and store the rainwater, and a pipe which is going to supply that water to the well beings in your wells or in your underground dams, wherever possible, so that it can store somewhere or the other for your future purposes. Then running costs also are at most negligible. Basically, negligible means it is not going to cost you much. It is not much costly to make a rooftop and a pipe setting at your home. It is not going to cost you much. It is just very simple technique to save water, and it is very in most of the states in India it is quite compulsory also to make rooftop at your home. Then water collected from these roof catchments usually is of acceptable quality for domestic purposes also. So there is certainly roof catchment. So roof catchment is basically a technique where under your rooftop there is a catchment where all this water is collected, and it is purifying from that particular thing to your domestic purpose, from where you can, the water is getting cleaned and it is coming to you. so that you can make your food from that, or from your, you can connect that to from your ROs also, that it can automatically clean that water for you, and you can drink it also. So it can help in that way as well. So the advantages are huge. It is not much costly, and it is very simple to install and operate. There's not much people can be trained easily to apply this thing, and it can be collected for some good purposes, and it can give you good quality for your domestic purpose as well. So these are the advantages. Now, how can you harvest this rainwater? So the main purpose is how you can harvest this rainwater. So there are two ways how can you harvest this rainwater. Firstly, surface runoff harvesting, and second, rooftop rainwater harvesting. So there are two basic ways from where you can do this rainwater harvesting. First is this surface runoff harvesting, and second is rooftop rainwater harvesting. So what does it say? Firstly, we talk about surface runoff harvesting. So in surface runoff harvesting, it says in urban area rainwater flows away as surface runoff, and this runoff could be catch and used for recharging aquifers for adapting appropriate methods. So this surface runoff harvesting says that in urban areas like in cities and in major big lands, there is certain rainwater that flows away as surface runoff, and this runoff could be caught and used for recharging aquifers for adapting appropriate methods. So as you all know, in your roads also there are certain blocks that is there after few parts in your roads. If you have seen, there is a certain gutters that have been made, but there is certain other things are also made there, and these are the underground dams that have been made to collect this rainwater, so that it can be caught and it can be recharged again after aquifying that water, and that could be used for the other purposes as well. So it is basically these underground dams have been made to collect this rainwater, so that it can be aquified from the hydrological cycle, and then you can use it again with some appropriate methods. So this is surface rainwater runoff harvesting. Then second is rooftop rainwater harvesting. So I have just told you about rooftop rainwater harvesting, how it works. So it is a kind of a system. So it's a kind of a system of catching the rainwater where it falls. So it is a system that have been made that to collect the rainwater wherever it is falling, and in rooftop harvesting the roof becomes the catchment. So basically in rooftop harvesting, the roof of every house that have been made there, so it is a kind of a catchment. It's a kind of a collection jar that have been made in every roof of every house to collect this rainwater, and the rainwater is collected from the roof of the house and building. So all the water is collected as a jar in every house home, and this rainwater is collected from them and from all the houses and the buildings of that particular area. And this method is less expensive and very effective. So this method is quite less expensive and very effective, because you just have to make that catchment above your home on your rooftops to collect that rainwater, and it is going to directly supply that water from the pipes from all the houses and buildings to the groundwater dams, and for the it can go to the wells, and we can store it there somewhere or the other. So it is just going to help you out for improving the water condition of every place. So these are two of the ways that you can use it. Now there was some in ancient India, when we talk about they along with the sophisticated hydrological structures that we have talked about in the multi-purpose projects, there was this harvesting system also. So there exists an extraordinary tradition of water harvesting system as well, and people had in-depth knowledge of this rainfall regimes and soil types, and developed wide-ranging techniques to harvest the rainwater, groundwater, river water and flood water in keeping with the local ecological conditions and their water needs. So there are certain old methods that they have taken to collect and save this water for some from these rainwater, groundwater, river water. Everywhere they was collecting this water to save it. So firstly there was hills and mountainous regions, and there was built division channels like gulls and pools. So there were certainly channels that have been made in hill areas and in the mountain ranges. There was a division channels that have been made like gulls and the pools of the Western Himalayas for agriculture purposes. So they have made such lines of they call it gulls and pools from the river sides, so to save this water for their agriculture purposes. And this rooftop rainwater harvesting was commonly practiced to store the drinking water, particularly in Rajasthan. So they talk about Rajasthan here. In the floodplains of Bengal, the people developed inundation channels of irrigate their fields. So basically in Rajasthan and in plains of Bengal, what they tried to do, they tried to build such channels for irrigation and field purposes. So all these rainwater, rooftop rainwater harvesting which was happening at that time, it is all straight away going to this irrigation and the field purpose. So they have made such channels that this rainwater is directly flowing from their rooftop to the fields, so it could help in the betterment of the irrigation purposes. So Rajasthan was there. In the rooftop rainwater harvesting was commonly practiced for drinking water, and Bengal was inundated channels for developed to irrigate the fields. Then arid and semi-arid regions were also there for agriculture. Fields were converted into rain field storage structures, and for example Khadins in Jaisalmer and Johas in other parts of Rajasthan was quite famous to save the water. So in your book on page number 30, there is certain things that have been written. On the left side you can see rooftop rainwater is collected using a PVC pipe. So you can save this water by PVC pipes. Then filter using sand and bricks were made. Underground pipe takes water to stump for immediate usage. Excessive water from the smoke is taken to the wells, and water from the well recharge the underground, take water from the wells later on, etc. So all these things were heading in major parts of Rajasthan and in Bengal for saving the rainwater harvesting for drinking purpose or for the irrigation purpose. They were storing the water for the in the ancient time it was being recorded. Then in the semi-arid and the arid regions of Rajasthan, particularly in Bikaner, Palori and Barmer, almost all the houses traditionally had underground tanks or tankas for storing this drinking water. So in the semi-arid, or we can say that they were certainly they have made their house in such a way so to have a underground dam or tankas or tankies. You have maybe at your home also there will be one tanka or tanki that have been made underground to save that water for future purposes. In my home it is there, it is still there, but I don't know if maybe pani hai ya nahi, I really don't know, but still it is being built. And at my home also there is a underground tanka that have been made where the water is being collected, and it is helping when the water is not there, is a shortage, if the water is not coming up, so we can collect the water and can take it when the water is not there. So it is just a saving of that saving water for our future purposes. So likewise they have also made certain tankas so to save this rainwater or for water for their future purposes. And so this tanka could be as large as a big room. So there could be big tankas or small tankas as per the capacity. One household in Kalori had a tank that was 6.1 meter deep and 4.27 meter long and 2.44 meter wide. So in your book there was a picture that has been given to you, figure number 3.5. There is a traditional method of rainwater harvesting which is given to you. So they were making these tankas that was quite big enough. So they were saving it, and these tankas were a part of the well developed rooftop rainwater harvesting system, and they were built inside the main house or the courtyard, and they were connected to the sloping roofs of the houses through a pipe, and the rain falling on the rooftop would travel down to the pipe and was stored in these underground tankas. So the first spill of rain was usually not collected, as they would clean the roof and the pipes, and the rainwater from the subsequent showers were then collected. So first, when the first rainwater has been collected, they don't collect that water, they clean it, the pipes and everything, and when afterwards that rainwater occurs, so then they collect that. So firstly they don't collect it. After that, when they clean the roofs and the pipes, the rainwater, after that when showers, they collect that water, and this rainwater can be stored in the tankas till the next rainfall, making it an extremely reliable source of drinking water when all other sources are dried up, particularly in the summers. So now here they are talking about why do people harvest these rainwater. So why they are harvesting this rainwater? Because this rainwater is a precious resource due to increase in demand from an overgrowing population. So as you all know that the population is increasing to such a number that we are in the verge of shortage of every resources nowadays. So through save water is one of the precious things nowadays. To not only water, any other stuff also is better, you should save it, because you never know what is coming up in the future. So because of this rapid population which is there, and the change in the waterfall patterns in the UK have seen a lot drought conditions and flooding, and this rainwater harvesting can provide around 50% of our family's water need. So basically it can help mostly around 50% of our family's water needs in some way or the other, and this not only save water but it saves money also, and it reduces our impact on the environment. So you are not harming the environment in any way or the other, you are just collecting and saving this water, you are saving your money, and you are reducing the impact on the environment that we are creating. So it's just helping in a more than few ways, and it inculcates a culture of water conservation. So this rainwater harvesting is useful to operate a culture where we are doing water conservation and we are doing in a team. So we should be a part of this water conservation. We should have a water harvesting on our rooftop to save the water for our future, and it is quite needed, and it is not even costly, and it could reduce the soil erosion as well. So it is going to help you in soil erosion as well. You know what is soil erosion. Now there was few examples that I want to give you, and it is there in your book as well, that in the state of Tamil Nadu, rainwater harvesting was made compulsory for every building to avoid groundwater depletion. So basically in the state of Tamil Nadu and now in Pune as well, the rainwater harvesting is made compulsory for them to build this rainwater harvesting system at their rooftop to avoid the groundwater depletion from their particular areas. And in Rajasthan, this rainwater harvesting has traditionally been practiced also by the people of the Thar Desert. So you know about Thar Desert, it is one of the biggest deserts, and in desert where mostly that region is from the drought area only. So at that particular place in Rajasthan, it is quite necessary to do rainwater harvesting, and they are traditionally practicing also by the people. And at present, Pune in Maharashtra, rainwater harvesting is compulsory for any new society to be registered. So any new society which they are registering or they are making it up, so all the buildings, in every building they are registering, they are ensuring that in every building there is the water harvesting system. Now I just talked about the rainwater harvesting by making the tanks. So in Rajasthan, rainwater harvesting is carried out by making these tanks which are connected to the sloping roofs of the house, and this rain falling on the rooftop would travel down the pipes and was stored in the tanks. The first spell of rain is usually not collected, as this would clean the roofs and pipes, and the rainwater from the subsequent showers then are collected. Water is used immediately or else stored in wells which recharges the groundwater. So I have just talked about how they collect the rainwater harvesting by making tanks. So it is one of the important things. Then there are few examples that I am given to you in your book as well. On page number 31, you can read that out when you read the chapter. So you will got to know about these rainwater harvesting and how it came up in other parts of the state as well. So today we talked about rainwater harvesting, what it does mean to store and collect the rainwater. Then we talked about the ancient India, how they have collected this rainwater harvesting, how they have made about this rainwater harvesting by making this tanks, and I have given a few examples from Rajasthan, Bengal and Tamil Nadu. This is whole as a chapter we have completed this, and if you have queries still, there is one more lecture that I am going to cover in the next lecture, which is going to be the summary of the entire chapter, and we are going to cover the question and answers of this chapter as well in that particular lecture only. So better you should come up with your doubts. If you have any doubt in any topic, you can just tell me in the comment section or the student inquiry section. So the homework for today is try to solve these questions, following questions that I am giving you. They are just extra questions. It is going to help to acknowledge your knowledge which you have gathered till now. So question number 1 is about how is fresh water obtained. So how you can obtain the fresh water. Then question number 2, what are multi-purpose projects. So what are these multi-purpose projects in water resources. Question number 3, what is the need for water harvesting. So you have to tell what are the need for water harvesting. They are quite simple questions. Question 4, what is water scarcity, and mention the responsible factors. What is water scarcity and mention the responsible factors. And question number 5, how do people harvest water in the floodplains of Bengal. So we have just talked about this. So these are the questions that you have to do as the homework and the test that is given on the website. Solve that and mail me the answer copies, and it is of 25 marks. So better you should do it with utmost honesty, because it is only going to acknowledge your knowledge. It is going to enhance that only. So better you should do it with utmost honesty. So this is whole as a lecture. Please tell me if you have any queries. We will continue this in the further lectures, the summary and the question answers of this chapter. So thank you. Bye. Take care.